The web marketing team are all the key players that are going to implement the strategy that you're coming up with. And I was doing a presentation once, and someone said to me, these are great ideas, but who's going to do all this work? And they said, maybe you need a slide that identifies exactly the different hats that people wear to get these things done. And I said, that's an excellent point, because there are some very unique skills that need to come together to market on the web effectively. So what I did is I basically identified a group of people that, or not necessarily people, but a group of roles that people need to play to bring strategy to fruition. And we were going to look at both internal and outsourced groupings here, and I'll kind of identify each one as we go through this. The first at the top of the list here is what I call the Internet Marketing Director. And this is the person that has final say on the decisions around the development and design of the website and the marketing of the website. Websites that are designed by committee tend to have problems because you just get too many cooks in the kitchen, and you end up with something that doesn't taste very good. And that's exactly what happens on the web. One person should be basically the final say, and that person really should be the one that formulated the strategy and gives direction to the process. And we'll call them the Internet Marketing Director. Working with this director is going to be a project manager. Project management on the web is huge because there are so many different disciplines and so many different tasks and people and things that have to come together. One person needs to really be the central point for this, to handle all the information coming and going. And that person would be a project manager. A third area is the website marketing manager. And really, this is the person responsible for driving traffic to the website. This is the person that's going to be doing the keyword research for the search engines, that's going to understand how to optimize the website, how to drive traffic from pay-per-click and from email and other sources. And we call them a marketing manager because, in a sense, that's what marketing folks do. Marketing people create leads and create revenue. And in this case, the website marketing manager creates traffic into the website. And all three of these positions we'll talk about the overall strategy, and we'll have input into how conversions happen. But in the case of the website marketing manager, their role is to drive in traffic, website visitors. A fourth role is the idea of the research manager, the website research manager. And this is the person that's going to be watching the stats. It's going to be on top of how conversions are happening or not happening. They're also going to be responsible for conducting user testing, whether it's informal or formal user testing and surveys and other research, and basically bringing that data back to the team and saying, look, the data shows this, so we need to be moving in this direction. One of the nice things about the internet is that there is so much data. You don't have to have a lot of guesswork and sample size of one dilemmas where one person's making a decision that will impact everyone that sees the website. You can go look at data and stats and talk to users, and based on that information, make decisions. So the website research manager is very important. Now, the first four roles that we've seen here, these are roles that should be comfortably handled within your team. These are folks that could be internal. If anybody isn't internal, it might be number 3, which is the website marketing manager. A fifth role is a writer for the website. Critical role. And in fact, this is the one role that can either cause a website to get done quickly and be super effective, or can stall the process and have a website that never gets completed, because it is such a challenge for people to write content for the web. Not only do they not have the time to do it, and no one's been assigned to doing it, they don't know how to write content for the web. But if you assign someone to be the writer for the website, their first challenge is to go learn how to write content for websites and then get pages done. And the rule of thumb is, when your website looks better than the new website looks better than the current website, then you should launch it. And when writing for the web, keep in mind that you want to write your most important pages first, and we'll talk more about that in other videos. But this is a critical position, the writer for the website, and there's very few people internally that know how to write for the web, and it's actually hard to find outside consultants that do this as well, because you still end up with a lot of brochure copy and a lot of people that might be good writers and have a nice writing style, but that writing style doesn't necessarily translate over to the web. So we're going to talk more about this whole idea of writing content for the web in another video. A sixth area is actually could be a group of people, and this area is really the media folks. These are people that are going to bring photography, video, or audio to a website. And these folks are generally going to be outsourced. Most companies don't have high-end photographers or web video people on board. But photography and video and audio are critical to the web, and more users expect to see this, especially great photography. Depending on the kind of marketplace you're in, this can maybe make or break your website is what you do in this area. A seventh area is the concept of graphic design on a website. And this is a very tricky area because it's a place that can become a real money pit for you. You can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on designers and graphic design. The important thing here is that you have someone that understands graphic design for the web and understands graphic design given your target market and their expectations. Some target markets need very high-end design, and they expect that. In another video, we looked at the Coca-Cola website. Obviously, that website has to have world-class design elements on it. Other websites that might be more straightforward, like an engineering company website or a land surveying website, the graphics need to be subtle and professional, but they can't get in the way of the content that people come to expect on that site. So website graphic design is definitely a component that's very important and also probably best outsourced because some companies are starting to hire website designers, but for the most part, converting a graphic designer onto the web is not a good idea. You need someone that understands graphic design for the internet. And finally, the bottom of this list here, but one of the most important parts of the list is the technology manager. And this is the person that's going to take care of hosting, email, whether or not you use a CMS platform or what kind of platform the website's built on, and all the other technology issues, databases and e-commerce and forms and all that. This would be handled by the technology person. It's also important to know that as you go through this list on the web, the person that really drives this process is the Internet Marketing Director, not the technology, not the graphic designer, not the writer. All of these folks can have their input, but it's the Internet Marketing Director that will drive the process. In fact, it's important to know that websites are fundamentally a marketing process for your company. They're not a technology or graphic design process, and many websites get caught up in this idea of, well, the website's run by IT or by technology, or the website's run by our graphic design department. Well, that's a mistake. The website needs to be run by the marketing department because that's what it is. It's a marketing entity. And graphic designers and technology professionals, whether they're internal or outsourced, need to take direction from the marketing department. And in this case, we're calling the person in charge here the Internet Marketing Director, and that would be the person that has a say over it. So this list might look overwhelming, and you might think, oh my gosh, how are we going to have a budget for all these people, and how are we going to do this? Well, the answer is that you've got to outsource a lot of these tasks. The more dedicated tasks, the tasks that are more one or something that you do once or twice a year, maybe those things need to be outsourced. But the folks toward the top of this list are more internal, and the folks toward the bottom of the list are probably more on the outsourced side to being effective on the web. And then finally, keep in mind that people wear multiple hats. Your website marketing manager could very easily also be responsible for research, and the project manager can also help out with research and with marketing. So there's definitely going to be multiple hats worn by some of these folks. But these are the 8 unique roles and tasks that are needed to have implemented to have a successful strategy and a successful website. Next, we're going to look at an action plan for step 1 strategy.